I'm going to pretend like some of you got to this part in the worksheet and you're like, what do I do first? So here's what you're going to do first. You're going to, you have a big set of parentheses, but in that big set of parentheses, you have a small set of parentheses. So we're going to take care of this part first. So we're going to leave this, and then you've got, this goes to this, so I get u to the negative 12, and this goes to this, so I get v to the positive 12. And then you still just have 2u to the third, v to the 0, all squared. And I'm not moving any negatives till the very end. I'm choosing to leave them. You could if you want. I'm choosing not to. So now I'm just going to clean up the inside here. So if I look at the inside, I've got 2. I've got negative 12 and 3, so that gives me what, like negative 9, let's say, I can add. And then 12 plus 0 gives me v to the 12, and this is all squared, right? Now I'm going to do what we just did. I'm going to distribute the squared. So the squared goes to the 2, and I get 2 squared. The squared goes to the negative 9, so I get u to the negative 18, and the 2 goes to the 12, and that gives me v to the 24. And now I'm going to clean this up. 2 squared is 4, negative goes to the bottom to become positive, and v to the 24 stays on the top. So it's going to take a little bit extra step, maybe a different sheet of paper to get that done, but that's what you should get. Okay, 67. 67 says y to the 4. Oh, look at this guy. This is fun. X to the 4, y to the negative 3 to the negative 2. That's exciting. So y to the 4 is staying. He didn't change. You're going to distribute this negative 2. And so that gives us 2 to the negative 2. This gives us x to the negative 8. And this gives us y to the positive 6. So something a little bit different here. We haven't done this yet. But first I'm going to clean it up. So I've got 4 and 6 gives me 2 to the negative 2, x to the negative 8, y to the 10. Negatives go to the bottom. That guy stays on the top. So I have y to the 10. This becomes 2 squared and x to the 8. So when you cross the line, it changes the sign. And now 2 squared gives you 4. So you should get y to the 10th over 4x to the 8th. Okay, 68. '68 says, oh, this is not as bad. 2y to the negative 1 to the 0 times 2x squared. Really nice things happen here. If you want to distribute, you can distribute this and get 2 to the 0. 0 times negative 1 is y to the 0 times 2x squared. Anything to the 0 power is the number 1. This is the number 1 times 2x squared. Well, 1 times 2 is 2x squared. Now, some of you could go back up here to the top and say, hey, anything to the 0 is 1, so that makes this whole quantity equal to 1. I don't even need to distribute that. That's totally up to you. Okay, 2 more. 69 says, I don't even know if this whole thing will fit on the board. V to the negative 2 to the 4th times v to the 0 to the 4th times 2u to the 3, v to the negative 2. Okay, this looks horrible, but it's not really. If you just do step by step, it's actually decently okay. I'm going to distribute the 4, so I get 2 to the 4th. I get u to the 4 times 3 is 12, and v to the negative 8. If I do this one, 0 times 4 is 0, and then I have 2 u to the 3rd, v to the negative 2. Okay? So I'm going to do this for sake of, so I have 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16. So I've got 16, and then and then I have this 2 here. So I have 16 times 2, so that really gives me a 32. And we've never done that before, but you can do it. I have faith in you. And then you've got 12 and 3 gives me u to the 15. And I've got negative 8 plus 0 plus negative 10, 2 gives me v to the negative 10. Negatives go on the bottom, so I get 32 u to the 15 over v to the 10. And that should be your answer. Yes, I did this wrong on the answer sheet. I will fix that before I post it. Okay, last one. Last one. Number 70. Number 70 looks way nicer than the last one. M times 2m squared. I would clean it up the inside first. There's lots going on inside those parentheses. I'd clean it up. So I've got 2 times 2 gives me 4. I've got m, and m gives me m squared, and n to the 4th, all squared. And then I'm just going to distribute. I get 4 squared. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And so I should get 16 m to the 4, n to the 8. And then you're all done.